everybody. Today is another live stream day, and I'm starting in Ring 6. I know the title says Building SMToH Ring 5, but there's this guy who's a verified builder giving out the staff present. So to join it, you go join a Ring 6 server. Forgot how to English. Join a Ring 6 server. This is like a personal server, so it won't be this one, but then go personal servers and type in the code they put in Epic Stuff in the JTOH Discord, which is, oh, I can't, there's like an option to join by code. Since I'm already in one, I don't see it, but the code is that. I'll put it in the live stream chat too, to the 6 now people watching. I'll join this Ring 6 personal server for the present. There's a PONON. There. Do that. Although I think he's in Tower of Friendly Jumps. Yeah, up there. It's raining presents. Yeah, here. There's a bunch here. So, yes. Yeah, okay, so I didn't really have my hopes high on getting this present, but I'm very glad I managed to. I can't wait until July for it to open again. I mean, yeah, usually I don't really worry too much about actually getting the presents, because you know it's always some sort of reject prize. Well, I don't know. Like, because I never used items anyway. Sometimes they're kind of nice. Like this one, I use that sometimes when I'm trying to get to a specific point in a tower. Oh, I fell. Okay. No, I didn't stop building. I started here just so you can get the present, the staff present from this guy. Yeah, anyway, okay. Now I'm going to begin building. I started on a side quest. Okay, let me change my... There we go. Okay. So, today we're going to be building SMToH Ring 5. I posted a few teasers of this on the Discord. The Roro Studios Discord, that is, not the JTOH one. Although I could, I suppose. But anyway, yeah, here's the Roblox studio view. For instance, the thumbnail shows, like, this view. So, hold on, yeah. I need to put in 2 more towers in place, and then that will be done, which is taking forever, because building these rocks takes so long, because you don't realize how hard it is to build natural-looking terrain with parts, so you try to build natural-looking terrain with parts. This seems so empty. How so? But, okay, so I guess I can start by just building the last rock I need for that to go on. This one's gonna get, like, a special rock. Because, well, you'll see. Maybe. Hold on. Here we go. Wait, did I ever even finish this one? No, I didn't. Okay, we gotta finish this one first. Yeah, so I have this little thingy to, like, copy and paste from, which is nice. And then I pretty much just mindlessly place things, and it takes forever. But I suppose it looks nice in the end. Okay. So, how is everyone's morning? Or funny time zones, whatever other time it may be for you. Rocks. Yeah, this is gonna get boring really fast. I should probably talk about something, shouldn't I? How about how I should try to remember to vary the, like, all the different sides, you know, so it looks as random as I can. You know, like, try to make that a little bit higher, or that a little bit lower. That's always good. Yo, this is me, Radianite from the server. What do you mean special rock for tower of minimal vibrancy? Is it supposed to be black and white? I was waiting for this peak. Hi, guys. Why is the theme pink lava? What's the name of this ring? Okay, let's answer one of those questions at a time in the order they're posted, which was not the order I read. Okay, what is the name of this ring? I don't really have a name yet. I'm not sure if I'll give it one. I suppose if I can think of one that's really good, then I will. Why is the theme pink lava? Well, it'll make sense with the end of Citadel of Leon Laboratories, the Ring 4 Citadel, which I'll build eventually. Like, after this, and I promise I'll not make it as huge a project as Tower of the Planets was. It'll probably also be fewer videos, Citadel of Leon Laboratories, since I'll do them in the style of the Tower of Birthday Celebrations video and the final Tower of the Planets building video, which was the more post-commentary, editing-heavy videos, which are a lot better and will hopefully, well, and it does, like, not have the videos be, like, 40 minutes long, and they're also a lot better, in my opinion, so, yes. How did I get to that from answering why is the theme pink lava? Well, basically, that was an idea I had for the ending of Citadel of Leon Laboratories. It would have something to do with that. And I was like, I guess I'll go with that, because I don't want every single ring to be void-themed, because that gets boring after, like, 3 or 2. Because ring 3 and 4 were like that. So this one is kind of void-themed, I guess. But, like, not as much. So that's why. The personal server code doesn't work. Are you sure you're joining it from Ring 6? I joined a Ring 6 server and then pasted it in. Not from the Ring Select. Okay, next question. What do you mean by special rock for Tower of Minimal Vibrancy? I'm gonna put it, like, in the middle here, and probably, like, higher up in the sky, like, higher than any of these. And I'm not really sure yet, honestly. I might style it like this, the, like, base plate thing. I guess we'll see shortly. Dog. Okay, yeah, so I did answer that question. What else is here that people were asking? Chat, could I make a tower? I'm bored. I don't know what to do. You can, and then submit it to this game. Who has actually played SMToH here? I've played it, which may be shocking to say. Okay, I also need to add this, like, gradient thing towards the bottom. I'll start with this one, with this color. Okay. So as I approach the bottom, the color gets darker, which means I have to go around this, like, 4 more times. And I don't want to do that, because it's really, really boring. But what that does mean is that I can multitask by telling a story or something at the same time as building. So, since I haven't live streamed in a while, I have things to talk about while live streaming. It has a total of 14 things here. So, everyone pick a number between 1 and 14, or including those, and it has to be an integer. No irrational numbers. So unfortunately, option pi is... Actually, I could just round it. Pick any real number between or including 1 and 14. If it's a decimal, then I will round it. Actually, I'll pick the one that's the most creative. The most creative original number. And while I wait for that, let me make that a little bit longer so that that's not like the same. Like everything I copy and paste, which there's only more parts that I copy paste as I go down. Like I have to keep changing everything. You know, this height and everything. Let's see, this should be good. Then as I get towards the bottom, when I do these colored ones that aren't just that color, I have to then consider like how much space I have to the bottom, because I need to fit all the colors I want to, if that makes any sense. See, I can do that, and then on top of it, I will do this to fill in that space that was right here, because it would be ugly if that was there. Alright, gotta continue the variation. I mean, I can do a couple that are like flush with this side here, or like like do like that, you know. Then I can add like another part in a minute, which you'll see. But then as I do this, there's a lot of, oh, I can do something with that later, and then I just completely forget because there's so many. So, yeah. Okay, let me look at the options. I joined a random Ring 6 server and typed the code, but it still doesn't work. It may have expired. I can post it. They didn't put anything in epic stuff like this is over. They posted it at 51 minutes of the hour previous to this one. Here, I'll put the code again. Try copy pasting it from there. Maybe you typed it wrong or something. What am I looking for? How good are the towers? They're pretty good, I would say. Well, that's not biased, actually, because I only built that one. Although that one is good. Yes, there are a few that I really... Well, okay, I like all of them, but some of them are, like, really good. Among those are, like, this one, and this one. Yeah, those are, like, the top 3, probably. But they're all good. Well, actually, okay, those are spots 2, 3, and 4, because obviously this one gets number 1. The code didn't work. Yeah, I guess it may have expired. But pro tip for getting the present of naughty or nice, which is the staff thing in JTOH, keep an eye on epic stuff in the JTOH Discord. Sometimes, including this time around, they post like that they're giving it away. Yeah. For instance, at 51 minutes past the previous hour, it said free PONON, and then a string of numbers, which was the personal server code. Join, join, join. And then some potty words I won't be repeating here. But, well, keep an eye on that. They also did some, like, event thing yesterday, I think, where, like, you could win it. I don't know. I couldn't figure that out. I thought I remembered seeing something about that, like, 2 days ago, but then I couldn't find, like, the announcement again. But, yeah, this time around it was luckily easy to get. So, keep an eye on that. Something is announcements and has been posted. Builder the no access now has an option for zone 9B. If you wish to have your tower potentially get in this area, please submit via this form. Why am I reading that? Okay, I'm just gonna go back to the Roro Studios one. Okay. I keep getting distracted. Okay, pick the most original number I can think of. Right now, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because of how excited I am to play Ring 5. Glad to see the enthusiasm. So glad I came to your stream early, yay. Yes, because I started it, or because I didn't sleep in till noon. Anyway, what is the most original number? Yeah, can you tell that I only got 6 hours of sleep? -3. Well, I suppose it's got to be between 1 and 14. So, yeah, I guess we'll go with Void's answer of 5.1613268 and a whole bunch of other numbers that I'm reading. Someone also said, how good will SMToH run on lower end devices? Well, yeah, honestly, I don't even know how you, like, do performance, like, improve performance in your game, but I will definitely make sure it runs well on lower devices. I guess I can test that whenever, like, when the Ring releases. I mean, I'm also sort of considering that as I code the game. You know, if I were to have all the client objects loaded, which I was never planning to, but if I did, because, like, I don't know, couldn't figure out how to make that work, that's not good, because that has big negative impact on performance. But luckily, I did figure out how to do that, and I suppose I can detail that. Or, like I said 50 things ago, the person who said the most creative number, which rounds to 5, is that things to talk about with live streaming. Okay, this is called World's Hardest Trumpet Duet. Okay, so you know in Timelock 6, the one of the Tower of the Planets OST songs I made, there's like a trumpet duet near the end. Okay, so what if you played that, but you pressed like the other player's valve buttons? It's like impossible. So me and my friend and I were trying to figure that out, and it was impossible. We learned like 2 measures up to like 30 beats per minute, which is, well, it's supposed to be 166. I repeat, can you tell that I only got 6 hours of sleep? Also, what is going on here? Let me do this, and then there we go. Okay, I just want that to be this color. Yes, so I would call that, well, okay, so I have this Google Doc where I keep track of every piece I've ever performed in band, and if we ever like actually perform that, which I don't know, it's like impossible, it would be the first thing on that list that I will mark as catastrophic difficulty, because I have been putting the difficulties I think these pieces are. Currently the highest one is terrifying difficulty. Hold on, let me do this. What's your opinion on super duper ultra low detail mode that will make your game go 6,000 FPS in Tower Creator? It's amazing. I love making that joke every single Tower Creator video, of which most of them are requested towers. I forgot to go all the way around on this layer, apparently. Okay, so that was things to talk about while live streaming. Number 5 of 14. So if I delete that, that now changes there to be 13 options. So again, it's open for you to choose any number between or including 1 and 3, and the most creative number is the one I'll do. It does not have, the thing you say does not have to be an integer, because I'll round it if it isn't. So you can choose number 5 again, because now that I've removed the previous number 5 is something different than it was before. Maybe this is going a little bit slower when I'm not dedicating 100% of my effort on building rocks. But it's probably worth it, because otherwise it'd be very boring. Just be glad I'm not building them with the same level of detail that I am at the lobby because otherwise that would actually take forever. You know, this much detail, like in the 1 to 2 studs of detailness. Yeah, like this rock over here, it took me like 45 minutes to make. Now just imagine if I did like 20 times as much fine detail. It would take like 45 hours and also increase the part limit by so much for like no reason. Pie. I like pie. How many Among Us's are you going to add to Ring 5? A lot. Yes, I need to add like Easter eggs. There are some in this tower over here. There's these. The wind pad is shaped like that. Over here, there's a secret one in the wall. Here we go. I think you can. This can't. Yeah, it's like can't climb false here. I think, right? Yeah. But I'll add more around the ring. Will the Citadel or SC entrance be hidden in the cliffs, or did I miss something? Yeah, the lobby currently just has, like, all the main tower portals. Over here, I'm going to put some other stuff. So there's more stuff we need to add to the lobby than just these, you know, which will include the Citadel and Soul Crushing portal, as well as some other SMToH story-related things. Where Citadel? Probably along that same path. Okay, go over here. Because I finished this. I did, right? No, I didn't. I gotta go. Oh my gosh. See why I always say you don't realize how hard it is to build natural looking terrain with parts until you try to build natural looking terrain with parts. No, no, I did go all the way around. There. It starts right here. Cool. What am I building? I'm building the rocks for the towers to go on. For Ring 5. Yeah, I'm going to go with pi, so that rounds to 3. Meaning, okay, here's one. This is called, I think we played that off perfectly. Okay, so there's this piece of music called Adagio for Strings, but one time with a brass quintet, which instead of being violin, violin, viola, cello, that would be trumpet, trumpet, French horn, trombone, tuba. That's the instrumentation of a brass quintet. So it wasn't Adagio for strings, but Adagio for brass quintet. But anyway, that's in a really stupid time signature. I mean, I love me some crazy time signatures, but not when it could very much easily be put in a less stupid time signature. Which you could argue I could do on Timelock 6.13.8. Anyway, but it was in like 4.2 when it could just be in like 4.4 and just notate it differently, but sound exactly the same. And also it changed time signatures like every measure, like actually, or at least like almost every measure. So yeah, it was no surprise that as we were rehearsing it, we got lost like every time. And then it was also no surprise that happened while we were performing it. But luckily, we just like kept playing, and I don't think anyone noticed. So I think we played that off perfectly. Also, this is too close to there. Unless I want to make it a triple rock. But no, I'll just move it over at the end. Roro just said facts like toe fact, whatever that tower might be. Steeple of modern time is going to take more time to beat than Tower of the Planets. I mean, that's the plan. Really inhumanely and terrifyingly long. New length indicators. I mean, yeah, you can make it extremely long if you want. This steeple you're building. Yeah, technically I said I would never build anything longer than Tower of the Planets. Other people can. And so you're also like setting the example for the other two steeples in this area. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's going to be a subrealm I build, probably of ring 5 or 6. It's going to be called Subrealm of Endurance, featuring 3 super long steeples, and also the Test of Endurance, which will be, like a tower rush, basically, where you have to beat all 3 of these super long steeples in one go. Which was, when I originally had this idea, it was while I was playing Obby Creator for 12 hours straight. And so there actually is, like, a half-built steeple in Obby Creator. It's one of them Obby slots. I forget what the idea is. How unfortunate. But anyway, yeah. That was the idea I had then, so it's kind of ironic now that I don't want to build anything longer than Tower of the Planets. And therefore, the Subrealm of Endurance is actually shorter than Tower of the Planets. But not if other people build it. So, yeah. But do remember, each steeple alone doesn't have to be as long as Tower of the Planets. Each one could be, like, at minimum, like, 15 to, well, probably longer than that. Like, maybe 30 minutes to complete. It's the Test of Endurance that should be, like, Citadel length. Which I guess 30 minutes is, but, like, long Citadel length. You know, like an hour plus. But if the steeples individually are as well, that's fine. What is the pink fluid supposed to be? It's supposed to be like acid. Because that's way cooler than just lava. And there already was like a lava ocean thing before in Ring 2. So, yes. Now it's more interesting. Ooh. These rocks take forever to build. Maybe I should, like, do something else. But also, what else am I gonna do? There are 23 people watching this, so that's a good number. So I guess this is exciting enough. Not when I stop talking, though. Okay. Roro, read this message and become cool. Yay, I'm cool now. Does it insta-kill, or do you just fall through it? At the moment, it's actually can collide true, but I'll make it insta-kill you later. Which might mean having to raise these up, like, a couple studs, so that, like, here isn't... Well, you don't really go that close to it anywhere, except maybe... I don't know. The plan is to have it insta-kill you, though. Or maybe I can make the fallen parts destroy height be, like, slightly below here. So you do fall through it, but then you don't really get to see this ugly view. Where were we? We're over here. Almost done with this time around on this color, and then we just have one more. And yes, this is definitely going to intersect that rock, so it's going to have to be moved. That is okay, though. If I would stop putting things in the wrong spot. I'm just going to continue that across here. And there we go, done. Awesome. One more, and this one, the bottom of each of these rocks gets to all be the same, that being right here in the acid. It looks like it's slightly misaligned. It's because the beam is like 0.05 studs above the part itself, which I actually kind of like, but anyway. How about we do another things to talk about while live streaming for the now 27 viewers? Yes, I guess this is quite enjoyable. Okay, so again, pick a number between 1 and 12. Does not have to be an integer, because I'll round it, but it does have to be a real number between or including 1 and 12. Actually, make that 1 and 11, because one of these I just deleted because I don't like it. 5 written as a number. Ooh. Although, actually, I suppose that could have been done before. I was about to say, I didn't see anyone do that before. But, I don't know, the numbers kind of stand out more, probably because that's what I'm looking for. Like numerals rather than number words. But I'll look for that. What do you mean written as a number? Like numerals rather than writing out F-I-V-E. Clock. For those of you just joining, what this number determines is the thing from things to talk about while live streaming that I will talk about. Does the name have a fancy word? What? Do you plan on converting the other rings to studio? I don't. They'll be sort of like a prequel type thing, but also kind of not. I'll do like a prologue at the start in like the ring select, like the first time you join or something. Which, yeah, I mean, I never built those rings considering that they'd be prologified, so I'll have to do some writing. Oh, I mean, I'm pretty good at writing, I would say. Yeah, you know, in the Tower of the Planets one room, though he may be long gone, the legacy of Robert Goddard shall always remain among us, which was the final sentence of my research paper, and yes, that's what I submitted with Among Us. I could read that paper on this live stream, because I think it's actually very good, and I got a 100 on it, which is great. Usually on the big research paper for a class, they're like, actually, I don't like this, so I'm gonna give you like a 95. And I'm like, bruh. But not this one. I got a 100, yay! And the stakes were high as that grade, as I was waiting for that grade to come in too. Because it was like, that was the most heavily weighted thing of the class, and it was like right at the end. So like, if I got like a 70 on it, I probably wouldn't get that low, but like an 80. Not that I thought I would, because of like how good the paper was, but because, I don't know, just like actually type things. You know, I did something slightly different than what the instructions had said, perhaps. But yeah, whatever. Like, if I'd have gotten like an 80 on that, it would have pulled my grade down possibly below an A, and since it was right at the end of the class, there would be nothing I could do about it. Luckily, that didn't happen, though, so that's good. Okay, what number should I do? I already did pi. Although I didn't put it with the pi symbol in the previous time. 11.3.14, that's pretty unique. Just putting 11 in front of pi. And also moving everything else over 2 decimal points. I'll go with that one. Okay, that rounds to 11. Among Us halftime show. Alright. So, I have an idea for an amazing marching band halftime show. And it's that the music is all Among Us themed, taken from the Tower of Among Us OST. Actually, I'd probably make like better versions of everything there, but whatever. All the uniforms are those Among Us inflatable costumes. Imagine 10 minutes of a marching band doing that. That would be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Right? Surely. I'm not the only one who thinks that. Unfortunately, I don't think there are anywhere near enough supporters of this idea for that to ever become a reality. Oh well. Am I almost done with this rock? Oh, well, kind of. I'm like 75% done with this time around the thing. Then I'll be done. Part of the reason this one has taken so long is because it's like the tower itself is so high up. So like and slightly causing this as another cause of why it's taking so long is that it's not 30 by 30. I mean, the frame is, but like outside it goes out a little bit more. Not that that's a bad thing, but it just means the top of the rock has to be even larger than it does like over there. And so thus, in addition with it being so high up, which the reason for that is that from the lobby you can see it beyond that rock. But this being so high up, and also the top being so large, that means by the bottom of here it's like very large. So it takes forever. Add a secret room and make it look like it leads to a soul crushing or something, and then make it nothing. A sign that says, "There's nothing here." I could do that, indeed. Yeah, I mean, in all these rocks, there are a lot of, like, secrets I could put, you know. If you fall on one tower, you can... There's, like, a secret in one of these rocks, in any of them. So there's, like, a lot of places to put secrets in these towers. Well, not the towers themselves. And some of these, especially, like, these two rocks, there's, like, space inside them, too. Sort of. So that is kind of helpful. But this is not good-looking terrain with, like, Z fighting. So I'll definitely improve that, should that be the case. But maybe the space inside here looks a little bit nicer. This one, there's, like, a ton of space, because, like, I had to do that because there's stuff underneath the tower. So, yeah. Didn't really take that much longer, though. The only time, like, that is less because, like... Never mind. I don't feel like explaining things too complicated, but I will anyway. Okay. Like, here, I can put, like, a rock that's just, like, a solid block rather than, like, having hollow space in the middle because there's nothing, like, right underneath the tower. Of course, by the bottom, there's a bunch of space anyway as I'm going around more times with, like, more detail instead of just, like, one block. But also, there's, like, a ton of detail at the bottom, and no one's even going to really see this. At least not as much as that from the lobby. So, why am I even doing this? Why am I doing anything? Should I do another things to talk about while live streaming? Sure. Alright. It's now down to 1, and 10. So again, you can pick the... Well, no, you can't do 11 because there aren't 11 anymore. But again, pick a creative number between or including 1 and 10. Alright, one more part, and then I'm finally done with this. Well, probably. Done with the most of it. We do that, and then go down a little bit. Let me, yeah. One more. This is the last part, unless it's not. Like, if I see one spot and I'm like, there should be a part right here to increase the detail by a good amount, then I will do that. There we go. That should be the last part. Is there any spot that could use another part, such as right here? See, doesn't it look so much nicer with another part right there? Yeah, I suppose that's good enough. Okay. So now I'm going to collapse all for workspace to keep things organized. Well, you know, not so much that as so that I can more easily find what I'm looking for, which is Tower of Saturated Colors. That's the name of this. And let me just move the whole thing over by like 300 studs over to here. That way, I can do drag to select all of this while being careful not to select that, which is actually fine because I'd have to select way over here since it's all one model. Now, I can do this and move this back a little bit. It is going to go off the ocean a little bit, but that's fine because I need to make this bigger anyway, which I will. And that is enough space. No, you shouldn't be able to jump across that, but if you can, I don't think there's any way to get up to here. So that's fine. Scroll back up to the top of workspace, collapse all again, select tower of saturated colors. Then move it over by 300. And maybe I should have counted how much I moved that over by, but it's fine. It was never centered anyway. But it is lined up on this axis that now I'm moving anyway, so whatever. Okay. I mean, I'd like it to be kind of centered. Move it over about that much, maybe? Good enough. All right. There we go. Tower of Saturated Colors is now in place. And here's what it looks like from the lobby. Very nice. That means I've got one more tower to do, and then that one. Which could take just as long, but I don't know. Okay, let's look at the numbers. 1.2345678 2, Tower of the Planets. 3 is a tower with 10 floors. 7.08104. Is that a reference to your username of 708? The builder of this tower. Here's a super awesome secret. Right here, there is a... Here it is. Disappearing platform whose fade time, or no, respawn time is 708, which is a reference to this builder's username that has a 708 in it. Here's another cool thing you probably didn't know, because I haven't told anyone, but it is included in the building video. Okay, you see the builder hints here, where it says the username? If you look at it in Roblox Studio, it just says bye. So what's up with that? Well, in case anyone changes their username, I don't want to have to come back and change it, because I can't possibly keep up with that for every builder in the whole game. So instead, I had it just like automatically find, internally the game knows the user ID of the builder, then it uses that to determine their username using the user service. Not user input service, but user service. I do need to modify that code though, so I can put like maybe other builder hints that give credit to a certain user. Yeah, really that is the case for this tower only, since Brian, the guy who built this tower and that tower and that tower, saturated colors, this one to the right, he suggested the idea for this, so I want to put like idea from and then his name. And then I guess I could probably just use that exact same code for future rings where I might have named by or other similar giving credits. Wait, what number did I select? The 7.081. Okay, so number 7. Ah, yes. Okay. Maybe that one's better suited for while I'm playing JTOH, because that one's kind of a long one to explain. What's with the nil pushbox section on Saturn? Where? What part is it on? Is it on the middle part, or the rising lava part, or rising metallic hydrogen part, or the rings? Have I beaten a terrifying? I have not. You could probably change it to include multiple user IDs. Well, I did have that coded in, such as for, like, you can do that, and then just put in the multiple user IDs, and it'll format it how I want to. Because that tower and one other one, this one, Tower of Berry Blast, those two had multiple builders. Here, let's actually look at the code, because why not? Yeah, I mean, there might be a way I could, instead of, like, checking if it's the last one, and if it's not, then adding a comma and space, I could probably, like, use a string formatter, which is a thing, but those are so confusing. I still don't even know how I made the timer work. Well, I do, because I looked at an example of how to make a stopwatch. In Tower of the Planets, I mean. Also, we're almost up to 40 concurrent viewers. That's crazy. Screenshot and copy and steal the code? Sure. I mean, you can if you want, I suppose. probably all I really need to do like named by, etc., is instead of just having it default to that for every single hint, I could probably put like a string value inside the part that says like, what would you even call that? Like if it says by versus named by or whatever. Probably do like credit to give. That's kind of a not good name, but whatever. And then it will use that string value instead of this variable here. Also, yeah, there's a lot of comments that I tend to write in my code because otherwise I just confuse myself sometimes. But hey, it's probably a good thing, I suppose. What's the best YouTuber in existence? Roro Studios. Indeed. Earth Tower of the Planets reference. Real. Okay, I think that's enough rock building for one rock building session. Although, hold on. The rock itself is done, don't worry. Let me select Tower of Saturated Colors and again move it over 300 studs. And I need to remember that number 300, which is why I made it a nice round number. Confirm I selected all those, yes. Because I actually want to group them into a model 2 and call it TOSC, Tower of Saturated Colors Island, and move that model into Tower Islands. There we go. Now select Tower of Saturated Colors again. Set this back to 300. Technically, I didn't need to change it back to 1 anyway, but there we go. Now all this is a model. Helps keep things organized in the Explorer. Okay, so what else did I need to do for this ring? I need to get like the wind rooms working, like the wind pads and stuff. Yeah. Hold on, let me select Tower of Filled Spaces. Here it is. Just move it a bit closer. This is not its final location. Not sure where I'll put this. I think I thought about putting it over there. Doesn't matter right now. It'll go next to Tower of Minimal Vibrancy. Okay, then I will also delete the palette because I don't need it here anymore. Hold on, it's like inside the block. Move it up a bunch of studs. 200. Nope, it'll go a lot more than 200. 800. That way I don't select all this, which will be a nightmare if I accidentally delete a bunch of stuff. There. Now I can just drag select all that and delete it, which is actually the majority of the client objects in this tower because there's only like 2. Ironic how this is more purist than the other 2 that claim to be purist, but whatever. Okay. 800. Select that folder again and move it back down. Is it like inside the floor slightly though? No, it's lined up just right. Okay. Tower of I Love Purism. Yes. Roro, add one of your finished towers in your finished towers showcase game. Roro should make a JTOH track like music. Yes. If you didn't know, I aspire to be a composer for JTOH. How that's ever going to happen remains to be seen. But you know what they say in rules and info on their server, not mine, the JTOH one. It says, how do you become a moderator/developer? It's certainly no easy task, but if you want a chance of getting a rank, you will need to gain trust and be well known in the community. Don't explicitly ask us for it. As painful as it seems, it's generally better to just let the opportunity come to you. Technically, that says moderator/developer. Does composer count as a developer? I don't know. Also, I've been pinged in tower development. Let's see what it says. Could I maybe do a badge for Tower of Absolute Neon? Sure. Yeah, if any of you want to, like, make a badge for any of these towers, ping me in tower development. What'd they say? Tower of Absolute Neon? Yeah. So now just edit that to say, instead of unclaimed, claimed by, who said that? April 11, 2009, Orlando is the name. There we go. Okay, back to Roblox Studio. Why didn't you use one of those fan game kits? Because I didn't know that they exist. And also, it's probably, like, I don't know, they're probably good, but they also might not be. But we'll see. But, like, it's also good to get better at scripting to script all this myself, I suppose. Such as what I'm about to do now, which is going to be getting the wind pads to work. That's why I moved this over here. Okay. So, currently, the way it is in the tower kit, each of these is just a part named wind pad, just in the obby folder. So, it's no more than just a renamed part that's red and semi-transparent. Except for this tower, which the builder of this one, I think it was one builder. Yeah. I should also remove that. But it's there for the time being. They actually put in the stuff that, like, makes the wind pad flash different colors and have this particle. So, I could just copy and paste this into each wind pad, but that uses more scripts, which means, like, it wouldn't really affect the game performance that much to have 18 different scripts. But also, that's just, like, not the best way to do that. If I instead take every wind pad and basically put it all in one folder and use one script to, like, go through each of them and do this to every one of those, that's the better way to do that. Now, what that is going to mean is that having the wind pad not be part of the tower's main folder is going to mean it's going to be more annoying to, like, move the towers around. Luckily, I've only got to do that for 2 more towers, so I think that's fine. This one is easy, because I can remember it's just, like, in this spot here next to this wraparound. This one, though, it's rotated a bit. Tell you what, if I take a part, duplicate it, snap to parts is... What's the thing that, like, snaps to the rotation? Or, no, I'm hitting a music zone, I think. I think that's what's going on. Hello? No, it's definitely doing that. What is the... Why just make it doing? I'm trying to put, like, a temporary part right here so I can more easily get it in this exact spot when the wind pad gets moved. Why is it doing that? Do left click and there will be an option to do that. Left click, let's see, tilt towards camera, use initial orientation. Yeah, it says use surface orientation if Alt is unpressed, which it is unpressed. So then why is it being stupid? Okay, how about I just duplicate one of these and call it temporary block. Name it the right thing, though, so I can search for it. Make it some very wrong color so I know for sure I need to change this. Make it be like that, and make it some random material. Let's go wood. Yes, now this looks very bad. But don't worry, Radianite, the builder of this, because I'm going to delete that. Okay, so we solved that. For both of these, when I move them around, I can more easily put them back in place. And the wind pad here goes, like, below that part, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's the next problem, is that some of these towers have many wind pad parts. This one probably has the most, I think. No, maybe this one. Let's see, this one has more than 8. This one has 8. Tower of Celestial Sky over there has 4. Okay. I'll make it work, but I do need to consider how I'm gonna deal with that. My first idea is to either name each one of these like TOCS underscore windpad, and then the game will use that to determine what tower it is, like based on the name, or put like a string value called like the tower, and then put the acronym. Which, by the way, for the 2 TOBCs, which would be Tower Birthday Celebration and Tower Big Cave, across all rings of SMToH, when there's any duplicate acronyms, I'll put 1 or 2 to distinguish them, with the lower the number being the lower the difficulty. So here, TOBC1 portal is Tower Birthday Celebrations, and, well, portal frame, maybe more accurately, but the teleporter is also called TOBC1, this one being TOBC2. And same for, like, as I'm naming these tower islands, you can see the one where Tower Birthday Celebrations is, that has TOBC1. And where'd I put Tower of Big Cave? Oh yeah, that one doesn't have an island, since it is itself an island, which definitely made it easier to put in place, as was the case for that one, that one, that one, and also that one, yeah. So not all of these have rock islands that they're placed on. Anyway, where was I? Right, I was talking about the wind pads, and I would probably do a string value, because that would be easier to just get the value of a string value rather than like extracting it from a name, TOBC underscore, or TOCS underscore windpad. I think I did do that here though. No, I didn't. It was this code that made the teleporters work. It just took the name of the teleporter because that is the acronym, and it like, well, yeah, it like, yeah. I think I'll do a string value though, so yeah. Now, does that work with there being multiple wind pads? If I just have it so when you hit a wind pad, it will, like, what does it need to do based on what tower it hits? Let's consider a tower with one wind pad part, such as this one, Tower of Wacky Obstacles. I need to know what tower it is so I can put, like, in the chat, your name has completed that tower. And I need to know, like, what badge to give, and what tower the game's code should now know you've completed, like the data stores. Which I think could all be done if I just, like, when one of the wind pads is touched, it, like, determines what it is based on the string value. So I think it will work the same and is not affected at all anyway by multiple wind pads. To me, that makes sense. Hopefully that does to you. Roro, you lost people. Yeah. I'm being a bit confusing. Well, we'll get to doing stuff in a minute. On difficulty chart ratings, I think you should add an exponent symbol like what in4a does. What is in4a? Ring 5, didn't you switch from Obby Creator to Roblox Studio? Well, yeah, rings 1 through 4 are in Obby Creator. I gave you $2 on Tower of the Planets video. Just now? Or was that earlier? I think I do remember that. But yes, thank you very much for that. In4A is Neats for Anarchists. Last to leave Rory's basement wins 10 trillion money. Okay, good read chat break. So I can recap what I just said for everyone. So I'm going to put every one of these wind pads in a folder here. New folder, call it wind pads. I'm going to move all of them in there, and then code is going to make it so that they all flash different colors and have this confetti texture, such as this one, which I'm going to base off this code here, which I believe the builder of this got this from, like, some special tower kit. Like, I think, like, the story one or something has that. But all I needed was one, mainly for this particle emitter texture, which I thought, how am I ever going to find that ID? But it's not an ID. I think it's some, like, texture in the Roblox code or something. But still, I probably would never have been able to find it. Use a quick grammar. So, if I search WinPad, yeah, that's a lot easier of a way to select these all. WinPad, WinPad, WinPad. WinPad, me, 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 me. This is gonna take a minute. No, we're almost there. There we go. Now, some of the builders could possibly have renamed these, so let me make sure there are 18 towers. There's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so no one renamed them. If I select the parent property now, delete WinPad, and search WinPads, the folder, now they've all been moved to there, but their physical location has not been. Now let me select particle emitter and paste that into each one of these. Can I do like multi... okay, these have decals, that's fine. Can I do like multi-paste into, like many things at once? Paste into selected. Yes, there we go. Okay. I don't need to do that with the script. Collapse all. Oh, hold on. There's, actually, okay, expand all for these WinPads. Now collapse all. There we go. Those are the two that have the scripts. This one was the one I made, Tower Birthday Celebrations, where I, like, wrote my own version of this script, which isn't as good. But it still works, although it also has sparkles rather than the other thing, this thing, which it shouldn't have. So I can delete that now and actually delete the appearance script too. Just in case I still need it, I'll leave it disabled for now before I delete it, like, actually later. Luckily, this is a very simple script, so what that means is that it'll be very easy to adapt to fit many parts. Now, do I want to make it be a different script than the main one that, like, when the WinPad is hit, it's, like, does WinPad things, teleporting you to the win room and stuff like that? I think a random material can be its own script. So let me just do that. And I think all I have to do is, instead of telling it to do script.parent, since it's going to break now anyway, since brick color isn't a property of a folder, the script expects that to be a part, because that's how it was originally written. I just need to make that be, like, I'll use a for/in, or for in loop, not slash. Okay, if I do for underscore WinPad in pairs script dot parent get children do, that means this code is gonna run for everything here. So everything you see here, WinPad plus random material. So I will need to check, like, okay, WinPad is going to be like a variable basically for each time the code in this loop runs, it will, like, be whichever one it looks at. So, for example, if I put WinPad dot just any property name equals Among Us, that's going to mean it's going to go through every one of these and rename them all to Among Us. Now, it's not actually the property I'm checking. Instead, I'm going to change brick color to a random brick color and change material to one of these materials. Because that's what it does here. But it's going to break if it tries to do anything that's not a part. So all I can do to solve that is if WinPad is a base part, or that would work, but I might add more parts to here. I don't think I will. But if I do WinPad.name, actually, WinPad, and then be sure just not to name anything new in this folder, WinPad with a capital W, capital P, and no space, it shouldn't break out. Oh, wait. And then, not and. Okay. So for each of these, if WinPad.name equals WinPad, so if what we're looking at this time through this code is a WinPad, then what? Do I want to start the while true do loop there? That's gonna... I'd have to do a task.spawn. which will do a bunch of threads, one for each wind pad. Does that use as much like processing power of the game as would just doing a bunch of scripts? Probably not. I don't think that's really a concern though anyway. If instead I put the while true loop here, that would make it so that every 0.1 seconds it selects a random brick color and material. But I would think maybe if I did that, it would like make them all look exactly the same each 0.1 seconds. For example, it will select like red and like cobblestone as those, and then set that to every single wind pad would look exactly the same at a given moment. Would it though? I don't think so, because it will choose one randomly each time. So I think what I can do is indent that one more time. While true, do, and also do task.wait 0.1. Task.wait, not just wait, because evidently this code was written before they like updated the like Roblox, adding task dot to a bunch of things. Like basically task.wait is a newer and better version of wait that's like more accurate or something. So just use it instead. Let me go play here. See what happens. Nothing. That's great. Okay. Oh, wait, I see the problem. Okay, hold on. I just forgot to put that. There we go. Okay. Hold on, I have sound on. Let me turn that off. There, it's working now. They are, in fact, different colors and different materials. Does it look correct on all the wind pads? Yes, it does. But, okay, what about the wind pad over here where it's all different parts, but, like, it will definitely look better if they're all the same at the same time, the same color at the same time. That's going to complicate things. But let me ask a similar question first, which is, on this tower, do I want them all to be the same color at the same time? Would that look nicer, or would this look nicer? Union it? Like, union all the thingies? The wind pads of a single tower? I won't be able to add the decal, though, and also unions are sometimes really weird. Wait, the builder of this is in the live stream. Are you saying yes to yes, keep them like this, or yes, make them all be the same colors at the same time? Make the materials and colors be the same for every wind pad using variables. It looks fine if not the same. On here maybe, but not like where it's like supposed to be one wind pad such as over there. Can't you just put all the wind pads in a model and name it wind pad? Well, it's same problem as like trying to change brick color of a folder. It's that like you can't. I'd still have to use a for in loop to change all these. It would be the same. So, yeah. For that other one, you can. Oh, you mean union it over here? I guess I'll do that. Nothing immediately occurs to me that there'd be problems if I union that. Yeah, I'll do that. Use variables like brick color equals brick color dot random. Wait, hold on. Make the decal be in another part that's one transparency so you can union the actual wind parts. Okay, so I think you do want these to all be the same color. Like at the same time, is what you're saying. Because, yeah, I could use a different part for this. But first I'm going to go over to this wind pad and union them. Yeah, also there's way too many particles. That's probably going to get laggy. It already kind of is here. Let me hold down Control to select all of these. Let me put them in a model for a second so I can more easily select them all. Then select particle emitter. Let me expand all. Then select and delete all these particle emitters. I've copied the other particle emitter. And delete that. We're missing one. I didn't put this one in the model. Just go ahead and drag that in. Can I add a particle emitter to a model? That's not what I said to do. Paste into. No, it's got to be in a part. I'll select this one since it's in the middle. No, wait, it's not. That's the middle, so I kind of just have to pick one. We'll go with that one. Whatever, doesn't really matter. No one's going to notice anyway. Paste into. Okay, cool. Now, let me name all these parts. And then actually, wait, it's going to be in the union anyway. What am I doing? Do that, and then press Control U to union. Why did that not work? It's because it's in a model. If I select it there. There we go. Name that wind pad. Control U is... What's ungroup? Oh, that's why. Why is that not work? Why? Okay. Just ungroup that. Where's the button? There it is. That's wind pad, and now paste into its original location to put its particle emitter in place. Okay. So... that's good, and if I run the game, since it's a server script that I think I hit play. Okay. Never mind. No need to yap about server scripts. Also, let me open the output in case I see errors, which there are many related to. There's music in these towers that I don't have access to and probably can't get access to, which makes debugging a little annoying, but there are ways to, like, I can put like a wait. That way it waits like 5 seconds before doing anything, and then the error goes at the bottom and I can find it more easily. But anyway. Now, why is it red every time? Right, it's, you can't like change the color of a union for some reason. Let me ununion. Separate. Like, if I set all these to white and then union it, we'll have the same problem. Run. Is it even doing anything? Why? Okay. Who hates Tower of Xanthophobia physics that make you go all the way to floor 1 for no reason? Tower of Xanthophobia. Use part color? What? Is that a property of this? Use part color. What does that do? Maybe it'll tell me if I hover over it. Sometimes this description here is useless. No, it's not here. Sets whether the part operation can be recolored using inherited color properties. What? Does that mean I can, like, change the color here? Oh, it does. Okay. That actually works. Okay. Let me set it back to that color then. Which is what it was before, I believe. Right? That's the color. No, it's supposed to be 25500. 25500. Use part color on. Which it is. Name that wind pad. Oopsie. Capital P. Go paste into. I still have the particle emitter selected, which is good. Now it should work, I think. Yes, there we go. Beautiful. And also, I think the builder of the other tower with many wind pads over here is saying you want it to all be the same color. So, okay. So, yeah, that means unioning it. I think they don't have to be, like, I think they can be like separate parts, like not touching each other, and a union will still work. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, now to get these in place, I'm going to select these 4 things, name them, well, this is really just to keep them in the same spot. Don't delete the decal, delete the particle emitters. Do that, collapse all, so I can do shift click, which ended up being more clicks, whatever. Name this, like, decal part. And go transparency 1 on these, then parent this to Tower of Celestial Sky .obby. There. Now it's just a part here. And it's invisible too, and actually I want it can collide false as well. But like a very unsmart individual, why did it put those up a little bit? It said paste into an original location. Oh wait, no I didn't. There we go. Okay. Now go back to what this was before. Can't collect room 0.5 transparency. Delete the decals. Select the particle emitter. Go paste into, paste into, paste into, paste into. Rename all of these to WinPad. No, part actually. Collapse all, select all, union. Name that WinPad. Put that in WinPads, delete this now useless model, and run the game to test it. I just forgot the particle emitters. That's it. Oh, wait, but how am I going to add particle emitters? Since it's going to put in the middle because union. An idea I have. Just put them inside these. WinPads aren't client objects, so it's fine that there's now particle emitters in the obby folder, which is not the case for like a more standard WinPad with just one, such as the case here. So whatever, it's fine. If the hitboxes do something weird, then you can try setting collision fidelity to precise precise convex decomposition. What does that mean? 32 people. Convex. Roro, please let me out of your basement. I don't even have a basement. What other towers have many WinPads? It's going to be harder to tell now because I put them all in one folder. I know there was this one. This had many WinPads for an Among Us WinPad, which looks beautiful. I think that's it. That's not the case for this one. What if I just go through each of these and focus on them to see if it's many WinPads? No, 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 no. Can I press down? Yes. Okay, so there's Tower of Epic Top Heads that has many WinPads. That's just one WinPad. That's one WinPad. One. Wait, no, 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 no. This is many WinPads. Okay. Tower of Epic Top Heads and Tower of Sophisticated Simulation. That one. I selected the whole lobby. Okay. So, it's only those 2 towers. We'll start with Tower of Epic Top Heads. So, just like before, let me do this and put them on a model. This doesn't have any decals, and they're all next to each other, so I don't have to do anything weird with putting parts in the obby folder that are invisible. Control X. I think I have particle emitter still copied, but now I can be sure of that. As I delete these, rename them all parts, which really isn't necessary, but I'm doing that anyway. Go to Model, Union, name that WinPad, put that in WinPads, delete the now useless model, and paste into with Control-Shift-V. And then run it to give it a test. Whoopsie, I forgot on the other one too to put on use where's data? Use part color. There we go. Same thing over here. There we go. Okay. Test both of these simultaneously for maximum efficiency. Okay, good. And over here, Good. It's using different colors. You can just union them. The particle emitters are deleted when you union them since they're parented to parts. If Roro doesn't have a basement, how is he going to survive a tornado? Usually we go to the bathroom, which is in like the middle of the downstairs floor with no windows. Okay. The last multi-wind pad tower is this one. Let me just do control to select them all. And there we go. I think that's all of them. Control G. I don't need to rename that model. Name these all parts. You said I don't have to delete the decal or the particle emitter. But when I union it, is it gonna like come back if I ununion it? Yeah. So that's kind of the thinking behind deleting those. Does it select? Yes, it selects all the parts. Okay. Control selected is. Delete that. Control X this one to be sure I have it copied. Union these. Rename it WinPad. Go paste into. Put this in the WinPads folder. Delete the model. And set use part color to true. Where is that? There it is. And go run. Oh yeah, but the particles are okay. I'll have to do invisible parts. That's fine. Although I am noticing, interestingly, that it's like giving off particles from the entire like area this fills in. So like, I think this whole square here, kind of interesting, but most definitely not what I'm going for. So let me delete that particle emitter actually. More importantly, I guess, is that it's giving the correct colors. So now, if I just, as part of the frame, let me put this in obby. It's fine, I can just duplicate it. And call it part. Or maybe more creatively, invisible part. Because it's going to be invisible. Crazy. Can't collide false 2, and let me go paste into to give it the particles, which is why I'm doing this anyway. And, can't collide false, yes. Okay. So, let me actually just paste all these on. I'm putting them one step above. You'll see why in just a second. This can go 2 studs because there's already one there. Okay. Okay, now if I search invisible part, evidently these are the only invisible parts in the whole game. So none of the builders, why is that going by 0.005 more? Let me just change it here. Nope, it's gonna be annoying. Why is it doing that? Anyway, evidently none of the builders named anything invisible part, which is fine. I guess it's to be expected. Now what's going on here? Why is this way down here? Why are they all way down here? Why is it doing that? Oh, there we go. Now it should look right. Flashing different colors and confetti off of each of these. And they're all the same color. And yes, I think that definitely looks better. Because it's supposed to be all symmetrical, right? So, yes. Cool. We officially have that working. Snap to parts. Is that what that does? Doesn't toggle dragger tools snapping to nearby parts. So I want that off because that's stupid. Where are you eventually planning on a possible world 2? I'm not, but I'll probably put lots of subrealms. Like, I'm not opposed to many subrealms per ring, because there's only gonna be 4 main rings. So I can do any new areas can be subrealms. So yeah, that's no world 2, but subrealms. Okay, yeah. So we got the appearance of all the wind pads working correct using this random material, well, modified random material. I can delete this that I commented out. That was from the original. Ooh, wait, okay. It would definitely be worth keeping a copy of the original. Which I can do. Random material, original. Because I've, like, gotten rid of the old one. Unless I, like, insert another copy of this tower to get that. But it's fine because I didn't delete it, so that's good. Let me also disable this original script. So it doesn't do anything. I'm going to delete this once I add this to the wind pad of Tower of the Planets, which will from then on be used as, like, sort of a template to copy paste from. But this original, make sure I'm modifying the correct one, which I am. Delete that and bring back this. I think that's how it was at the start. Let me rewind a bit in the stream to figure that out. Pretty sure it was, though. I am Luca1000 if you're wondering. So I know. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I gotta kind of keep track of which Roblox name is which YouTube name is which Discord name. Yeah. When was the first time I looked at the random material script? Wait. How long have I been streaming also? An hour and a half. It has definitely not felt that long. Is it okay to have custom terrain for a tower? I mean, it kind of depends on, like, what it is. Like, this custom terrain was part of Tower of Wacky Obstacles. The only thing I changed was adding this towards the bottom to be consistent with the other rocks, and also changing the color. But you can ping me in tower development with a picture in the Discord, and I can tell you if it's fine, or if I'll have to change it, or probably most likely slight changes such as the ones there. Okay, so we have random material. This is going to be its own script. Also, I can delete that now. So long as this, yes, okay. So this is its own thing. I don't think I'll need to communicate with any other scripts, but if it does, I guess I'm okay with a bindable function or bindable event. Because this other script is probably going to be server-sided. At least partially. Okay. Yeah, how do I make it so that when you win the tower, you win the tower? Let's just think this through first and get an idea. So, in order to win a tower, like, the wind pad only should work if the tower is, like, actually the one that's loaded in. Like, if I go play, you know, like, load in the client objects. So, take a look at, how about one with lots of client objects, this one. That way you can easily tell when it loads in. Tower of Absolute Neon. When I enter this portal, you can see it loads those. Now, at the moment, you can load all the towers, and it does, especially because it doesn't even teleport you. So if you somehow got back to the lobby, you could load in many towers, and it's throwing errors. I still have to investigate those, but you can see I'm loading a bunch of towers, and that could get laggy. So I will need to modify the script that like loads the towers to only load them if there isn't one already loaded. Could do that now, but I don't really feel like it. But you might be wondering, how does it load the client objects? Well, what happens in a standard tower kit with just a single tower in the whole place is on... Let me exit this, actually. Okay, what tower should I use? How about we use the Tower of Epic Top Hats as an example? We have the client-sided objects. Normally this is called just client-sided objects without, like, the acronym in front. I just did that to distinguish them, since there are many places, or many towers here. Because of this move script, this whole folder gets moved to replicated storage once the game starts. On the server side, so that means it's replicated to the client. If I go run, I'm looking at this in server view, and you can see the client objects are not here. In the standard tower kit, soon, like pretty much as you load into the game, on the client side, that whole folder, or actually, no, everything in the folder is duplicated into a folder that spawns into workspace on the client called client parts. Not client-side objects, but client parts. So then, there's basically a function included in the tower kit that loads the whole tower as soon as you load into the game. So what I did was I just modified that to load in a specific one of these folders here when you, like, hold on. Epic Top Heads is this one. It loads in, I modified the script so that when I do that, you can see it loaded the client objects. What it just did was it took everything in this folder, TOET, client-side objects, and cloned it over to here. Now, when I deload, or when I die, my character respawns, I have it so it deletes everything in that folder. And thus it deloads the client objects. So I have also added to the local part script, that's the script that does all this, the code necessary to deload it too. How is that related? I don't even remember why I started talking about it. But point is, that's how I know that the player is in a certain tower. I still have yet to actually make it teleport you, and I still have yet to make it so you can only load in one tower at a time. But for now, let's assume that that is working, because I can sort of do that independently of making the WinPads work correctly. Do I want to make this a server script or local script? Well, definitely not a local script in the workspace, because that's not going to run. Because there are only certain places where a local script will run. Local script being client-sided, server script being server-sided. Okay. What I'm thinking is that when a player hits any WinPad, it will see if they're in that tower. So it will check. It'll use a bindable function, I guess, to check with the client script, the local part script, that what tower the player's in. If that matches the WinPad they just hit, then that's good. I guess at that point, well, yeah, then that's good, and the WinPad will do its WinPad things. I also need some anti-exploit checks included in that, hopefully ones that'll work more successfully than the ones in Tower of the Planets. Now, I don't want there, hold on. Okay, in Tower of the Planets, I have it so that you get kicked if you get to the WinPad somehow without being in legit mode or practice mode, because you probably used exploits to get there. Or what happened to the first legit Victor guy, something didn't go right and it didn't put him in legit mode and kept him in no mode. It's fine, don't worry, I gave him the badge later, but that is what happened. That's why he got kicked. So the problem there wasn't actually with the exploit check at the end, it was with the exploit check at the start. Although at the start it's not really an exploit check. Where am I going with this? I keep getting sidetracked. What I'm saying is that here I'm doing a difference of I'm not gonna check that the player is in the tower they just hit the WinPad of and kick them if they aren't. Because there are, in JTOH 2, there are, like, it's possible to do that sometimes. Like, suppose you're in this tower and, I don't know, you, like, jump out on an outside or something and go over here, which is maybe possible, and then, like, dance clip in here. I think this might be possible even with no client objects loaded. Not sure about this, though, but let's say it is, and then you somehow get up here. That's feasible, I suppose. And it doesn't kick you in JTOH, so I suppose it won't kick you in this. It won't kick you to hit the WinPad of a tower you're not in. Be that maybe you're in a different tower, or maybe you're somehow in the lobby. I suppose you probably used exploits if you were in the lobby and didn't hit any tower portal first. I don't know. Is that important? I don't think I'll worry about that too much. Because like I said, JTOH doesn't do that. So, there must be better anti-exploits around I could do. If the Citadel for Ring 5 will be located in the same place, I think Tower Crossing would be cool since it's rare. Well, it's not going to be in the same place. Sorry. Although I will have, like, sort of a, like, what would be the word? Mock Citadel, maybe? One that's, like, over here, let's say, filling the shape of the Citadel. So it's like, you can see it in the distance, but when you actually go to play it, you get teleported to its own place. It'll be not with anything actually in it, just like the frame. Which I suppose it is worth deciding where that's going to go, because there's that. And then there's going to be the Intense Tower that I'm going to build in a separate place that's full size. Then the Soul Crushing is actually going to be in the main ring like this. So there's actually those two towers left to put in place, plus the Citadel, which is going to be... I guess I'll put it over there. I like that spot. Although that spot's good too. Yeah, actually, I'll put it there. Here. Okay. Citadel will go here. Opposite Tower of Minimal Vibrancy here. That's where it's gonna go. And then the sort of mock Intense Tower probably will go over here maybe. And the Soul Crushing will go somewhere else too. Do I have music inserted? Well, whatever was in the tower's place when I just copy-pasted it over, it's there. Most of the music doesn't work because I don't have access to it because funny audio update. I think they did actually finally make it so you can distribute sound on the marketplace, though. Which is interesting. I guess I could look into that. I'm getting distracted again. Where was I? Okay, so I was talking about it's not going to kick you if you hit a win pad of a tower you're not in. What anti-exploits do need to run? I will need to add checkpoints. Probably only like 1 or 2 for most of these. For like the long ones, like this one's pretty long. Tower of I Love Purism is pretty long. I might do like 3 or 4 checkpoints. Yeah. That's going to be its own thing, checkpoints, but that will be included in the anti-exploit checks. How about I just write a script and see what happens? Let's go WinPad script. Simple enough name. Okay. We can go local WinPad folder equals script.parent. Simple enough starting place. I'll definitely need some services reference to, probably players or something. What I'm going to do right now is make it so that when you hit a win pad, it teleports you to the terrible temporary win room. Which is going to mean I'm going to delete that teleporter. That was part of Tower of Birthday Celebrations. Technically, that is over there. Some of the obby folder of birthday celebrations. It won't be later, though. But we'll have it teleport you over here, since that's where that currently happens to be. The temporary win room. Although that's just making them all be teleporters. Well, it should be easy then, I suppose. Let's go. We're going to do this with another for in loop. For underscore winpad in pairs winpad folder get children do. Actually, I want this P to be lowercase. Actually, no, I don't. I want this P to be uppercase. Just make it consistent so as to not get too confusing. Best win room ever. I know, right? Or upload the exact same... Wait, hold on. You said, do you have the music inserted? You said I could upload the exact same music to your account so the towers, you can use them. If player.skill equals good, then win. Real. Okay. If you're wondering how for/in... Why do I keep saying slash? For in loops work, well, like I said before, it loops through everything here and then runs code accordingly. The general... Okay, sort of the, like, basic setup for this is this. For index, comma, value. It's for filtering through a table. So, this is a table. Get children returns a table. So, like, it's going to have... When I do that, it's going to return a table of everything in this folder. The scripts, the unions, and the regular parts. index is like the number, so that doesn't really apply here. I'm not going to need that, which is why you'll often see an underscore there instead. I suppose that would mean I can use that as a variable. Does it work? Just out of curiosity. No, it's like being weird. What doesn't it like? Yeah, so it's basically just I'm not going to use this at all, so I'm not even going to put anything there. I could put index and just not use it, but anyway. I can also put WinPad like that. Or value, but WinPad might make a little bit more sense. A little bit down the line. Bzz. Don't you need 2 equal signs if you're using if? Yeah. Hold on, let me open output as well. Close terrain editor. Yeah, when you're defining a variable or changing a variable that has already been defined, use a single equal sign. If you're checking something with an if statement, like I'm about to do here, if winpad.name equals winpad, then the reason for that check is so that it doesn't break out if I try to enter or try to change properties to do anything of a script. Like that would, it wouldn't like that. So this just ensures that it's only going to run the code inside here for the parts and unions, because they're named WinPad with a capital W and capital P. I can do winpad.touched connect function part. Then local humanoid root part equals part.parent find first child humanoid root part. If humanoid root part, then. Here I'm doing 2 things. I'm checking that it's a player that hit the part. Like, I don't want this to run, like, when the game loads in because the WinPad is, like, hitting this or anything. Only if a player touches it. To determine if it's a player, I can check if there's a humanoid or a humanoid root part. Generally, I use humanoid if it's, like, sort of, if it doesn't matter. Like, if the thing I'm going to be dealing with is either completely unrelated to humanoid or it's modifying humanoid, I'll use humanoid. But here I'm using humanoid root part, which is only found in character models, and I can also use it to change it to teleport the player. Because that is how you teleport a player, by changing the position of the humanoid root part. So if there's a humanoid root part inside the model of whatever hit this, so if it's a player basically, then we can do humanoid root part dot position equals, and then just some random vector 3 that's like in this area. I can determine that by going here, going C frame position, that works, and deleting that because I don't need it, equals vector 3 dot new, paste that in, and let's round it to the nearest whole number for the funsies. Okay, now I can load the game. Didn't see any errors from that script. I guess we'll see. So now if I hit any WinPad, it should teleport me there. And that can run many times. Yes, I got teleported. I got teleported. I got teleported. Alright, so basically I just did like I just made all these be teleporters to one location. One time what I did with a for in loop for many teleporters was I put inside each part a vector 3 value of its destination, and then basically instead of just defining in the script the final destination I wanted it to go to, I just got the target destination from that vector 3 value. But here it's all the same, so it works. It's all going to right there, and also that's many levels of temporary, so that's also why. By the way, I have been saving pretty frequently. If player.skill equals bad, then send in missile on humanoid root part. Okay. So we've done all these are teleporters. I'm also gonna need to like save in a data store. Well, yeah. I'll need to like save in a data store that they've completed the tower and their win time. That's what I have going for Tower of the Planets. Yeah, I really need to do that in a better way. I don't like data stores. They're really confusing. I'm also gonna need to do, like, put a message in the chat, which has not gone well with this test chat command and this script that just doesn't do anything, even though it should. So who knows what's going on there. So I'm just gonna figure that out on my own time, because otherwise it'll be insanely boring. Just make the WinPad kill you and put text on the screen that says fin. Like, finish, I guess. Okay. So, what isn't temporary is a question we could ask. We could ask that to here. Well, the humanoid group part, I'm definitely going to check that, because that checks that it is a player. So basically here I'm not going to write actual code to do this yet, but I'll put like a comment that says I need to do that. Put in the chat, or put a win message in the chat. Put a win message in the chat, and also give the player the badge. This is all the things it's going to do if we've confirmed that they pass all the anti-exploit checks. We'll put a win message in chat, give the player the badge, teleport the player to the win room. Although, put that on this line so I know that that is what that line does. Anything else a WinPad is supposed to do that I'm not thinking of for some reason? If I am, put it in the live stream chat. I think it would be nice if you gave each island decorations based on the tower they're holding, like you did with grass over here. I mean, it would take forever. But again, a couple of them don't have islands. This one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one doesn't. This one itself is an island. I don't know, I'm not really sure what I would do for most of them. This one I could put like these top hats. What would I do for this one? We'll see. But okay, these here and anything else I might think of that a WinPad needs to do. Hold on. Save the win information to a data store. That also needs to be there. That's going to be if they pass all the anti-exploit checks, which will be my next thing to do. Let's list them first. Anti-exploit checks. Let me consider the ones I had in Tower of the Planets. I know there's checkpoints. That was like the main one, I guess. There was, I'm trying to remember what else I had. In the WinPad script, yeah, what the checks that run when the player like wins Tower of the Planets is that they hit all the checkpoints correctly, and also that they're not in no mode, which does not apply here. So I think that's the only anti-exploit check I need to do. Do a check. Why can I not type? Check that the player hit all the checkpoints right. Correctly. That's a bit clearer. There are other anti-exploits in Tower of the Planets too, but they're not strictly related to when the player hits the WinPad. Add to the amount of towers completed. Good idea. Give the player a tower point. I'll just say that. And increase their towers completed. Yeah. Okay. I think that basically outlines this whole script, which I'll figure out how to do. Okay, so we have like lined out or outlined what the script is gonna do. Yeah. So I'll get all that working later, I guess. Well, hold on. These are like the anti-exploit checks. I also need to check... Well, no, wait. This is the only anti-exploit check. This is the stuff that needs to happen if all the checks pass. This one isn't an anti... Hold on. Do an anti-exploit... This one's an anti-exploit check. It will kick you if you don't pass it. This one, check that the player is actually in the tower they just hit the win pad of, is not an anti-exploit. It's just not going to, like, run the win pad stuff if you, if you don't pass that one. So it's a check, but not an anti-exploit check. If that makes any sense. But anyway, I've got to end the stream now, so I think that's a good stopping point. We got the WinPad appearances working, and I built this rock, or finished it. Yeah, kind of surprising that took 2 hours, but I think we spent most of that on the WinPads. Which, yeah. We made the WinPads the appearance work, right? And we also outlined the WinPad script, which will make things easier when I do that later on. So, I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. Let me go here. Yeah. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Tomorrow, or possibly even later today, but probably tomorrow, I will post a video reviewing the SMToH Christmas event. I'm like about halfway done editing that, so yeah. I will see you in the next video, and have a great day.